The future of Cody Dramah seems to be away from the MKM Stadium with Hull City, with Derby County, Preston North End and a range of other clubs joining the hunt to sign the fullback. Now he can play on both sides, and at just 23 years of age, he's got a big career ahead of him. Now, could joining Derby County save his career? It obviously hasn't gone to plan at Hull City so far, but why could a move to Derby County be perfect? Now, over the course of the last few days, a fan has revealed their valuation for Cody Dramah and what they would expect Hull City to ask for in order for a club like Derby County or Preston North End to sign him on a permanent basis. Now, obviously, we know that Derby County and Preston have both had bids rejected for the fullbacks so far. Both were rumoured to be loan deals. Now, you can obviously let me know your thoughts down in the comments, but can we get into the V-roll about the Derby County raffle that I'm running? Do you want to win yourself the brand new Derby County 2025-26 home shirt? Well, I'm here to give you an opportunity to do that. There will be a link down in the description where you can head on over to raffle.com to join a raffle where you can win the Derby County home shirt. Ticket prices start at just £1 with a range of different discounts available. You can buy 2 tickets, get 2 free, 5 tickets, get 5 free, 10 tickets, get 10 free, and 15 tickets to get 15 free. The intention with this is to give you guys the opportunity to win a Derby County shirt for less than the valued cost in the shop. So if you haven't done so already, head on down to the description, click on the link in the description, which will take you over to raffle.com, create yourself an account, answer the question, and join this raffle. The winner will be announced on August 1st at 6 p.m. as the transfer window begins to draw to a close. So if you haven't done so already, head on over there and get your tickets. A Hull City fan has revealed that Hull City should accept a deal of around £1 million for Derby County or Preston North End to complete the permanent signing of fullback Cody Dramah. Now, the former Leeds United and Fulham youngster made 17 championship starts in the MKM, but after the 1st of February hasn't made another one. Now, here's a player who obviously we know Derby County have been interested in across the course of the last few weeks, with a loan deal being rejected just a couple of weeks ago. Now, it is reported that Preston North End have also put in an offer, and that has been rejected as well, with Blackburn Rovers, Toulouse and Stede coming in for a bid as well. Now, we're waiting to see how this deal sort of progresses, because it is going to progress across the course of the window. Now, obviously, when it comes to Derby County, they're not necessarily worried about those fullback areas which Cody Dramah will fill, with the likes of Callum Elder, Ben Osborne, Kane Wilson, Joe Ward and Ryan Niambi in those positions on either side. But there's obviously players who could improve, and I personally don't believe that Callum Elder is a long-term option for Derby County. Ben Osborne coming towards the end of his career. I'm anticipating Joe Ward will move on from Derby County as well. And with this £1 million valuation that a fan seems to believe that they'll accept, I think it would be a good move for Derby County to be able to go and bring in a player who's 23 years old. There's potential for it to be sort of a sort of deal that can give us a return on investment. And for me, that's massive. Because Derby County need to have these younger players who they can push on to bigger and better things over the course of a season, and who they can sort of push to bring back more money. You look at Kane Wilson, once we get him tied down to a longer term deal, you're probably looking at £2, maybe £3 million for him. And he's a player who we got on a free transfer involved in that Jason Knight deal. As much as people like to say it wasn't, there's no way that that deal wasn't in relation. Now, obviously, when it comes to Hull City, they obviously want to improve their squad, and I'm not saying that Cody Dramah hasn't been good or has been good for Hull City, because obviously I'm not a Hull City fan. But what I do know is that he made 17 championship starts. Now, obviously he didn't start a game after the 1st of February, as mentioned earlier, which is obviously a bit of a negative. But we know how things go with players at clubs. We know that at Derby County you had Louis Sibley, who was unbelievable under Philip Cocu and then terrible afterwards. You've got players like Max Bird, who under Wayne Rooney and Philip Cocu came into his own as a big player. And I just think that if John Eustace wants Cody Dramah, he's got a plan for him and he knows exactly what he wants. Now, it could be a long-term replacement at left-back for Callum Elder, for Craig Forsyth. It could be to open up the door for potential options for Kane Wilson to move to be a right winger and have Cody Dramah as the right back option with the likes of Ryan Niambi. Now, obviously, these questions won't be answered unless Cody Dramah signs for Derby County, but there's a lot of improvements that can be done, and I do believe that Derby County have sort of a big sort of pull this summer with obviously the management of John Eustace. We've seen what he's done at Blackburn. We've seen what he's done at Birmingham. We saw what he did at Kidderminster Harriers, and if he can do the same at Derby County and make them a championship playoff side, then why would Cody Dramah want to turn down this Derby County team? Now, we already have reports suggesting that Andy Weimann and Danny Bath are potentially close to agreeing fees with Derby County, with them looking set to reject their deals with Blackburn Rovers. And I think that just adds to the project that's going on at Derby County. We know that there's potential investment in the works behind the scenes, and that could obviously open up the door for Derby County to sort of obviously push on to bigger and better things. We obviously don't have any sort of confirmation of that right now, but there's a lot of people talking about potential Saudi ownership and things like that, but I haven't yet heard anything proper or meaningful in regards of that sort of takeover. The latest I heard was reported in a video just a few days ago with the introduction of Jonathan Price, who's been an advisor to David Clowes over the course of the last year or so, really. And I do believe that we don't necessarily need investment to be competitive. You look at a team like Sunderland, I think they've spent just over £35 million over the course of transfer fees over the course of the last 3 or 4 years, and they've obviously gone on to get promoted through the playoffs. Yes, they have got a deal agreed in principle to sign Enzo Laffi on a long-term deal for about £15 million, but obviously that hasn't gone through yet, and that would be classified as a signing for next season. But there is possibilities to build this club and become a competitor without spending tons of money. Last season, I think we spent around £11 million with the signing of, obviously, Jakob Vidal-Zetterstrom, Kenzo Heldmine, Ibu Adams, Sondre Langas, and obviously Lars-Jørgen Selverson. But we did obviously bring all of that money back in through sell-on fees and obviously selling Erin Cash in. Now, I think Cody Dramah could be a massive, massive player for Derby County. It could be a brilliant introduction into that defensive line. I believe he can play anywhere across a back four, and I think he can play in that holding midfield role as well, if I remember correctly, which would sort of give Derby some brilliant options as they move forward into this championship season. Now, I do believe that Derby County do need better players across the course of the squad. I think everybody can agree. And I think that's one of the reasons why Nathaniel Mendez-Lang has been moved on to pastures new, where Derby County are going to bring in, obviously, a couple of £100,000 in a sense of wages, which can be put towards the transfer budget. And that could maybe bring in a Cody Dramah. It could maybe bring in a Danny Bath or a Andreas Weimann. And I think they're the right moves for Derby County to make. Now, you can obviously let me know your thoughts down in the comments. There's a lot of sort of opinions about, obviously, the sale of Mendez-Lang, the introduction of potentially Weimann and Bath, and obviously the introduction that could be Cody Dramah. Now, you can obviously let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you have not done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, you hit the like button as well, and turn on that notification bell, and make sure you check out the Derby County raffle. That is linked down in the description. Give yourself the opportunity to win yourself a Derby County home shirt. I'm going to run the V-roll right now. Do you want to win yourself the brand new Derby County 2025-26 home shirt? Well, I'm here to give you an opportunity to do that. There will be a link down in the description where you can head on over to raffle.com to join a raffle where you can win the Derby County home shirt. Ticket prices start at just £1 with a range of different discounts available. You can buy 2 tickets, get 2 free, 5 tickets, get 5 free, 10 tickets, get 10 free, and 15 tickets to get 15 free. The intention with this is to give you guys the opportunity to win a Derby County shirt for less than the valued cost in the shop. So if you haven't done so already, head on down to the description, click on the link in the description, which will take you over to raffle.com, create yourself an account, answer the question, and join this raffle. The winner will be announced on August 1st at 6 p.m. as the transfer window begins to draw to a close. So if you haven't done so already, head on over there and get your tickets.